So, hello everyone. Today we are graced by the presence of another beautiful Black woman entrepreneur who has taken time out of her busy schedule to be with us today and share her journey. So, I'm going to begin by allowing her to introduce herself and her business. Go right ahead.
Hi, my name is Jocelyne Firmin. I am the founder of Kiyamel Natural Products.
Wonderful. And what do you produce at Kiame?
At Kiyamel, we create handmade natural products that are for people who have eczema, sensitive skin, people who just want to use natural daily moisturizers.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, how long have you been in business?
Officially 4 years. I started thinking, I would say the inception was back in 2019, but
Okay.
the business really, I really launched the business in 2021, right after my daughter was diagnosed with eczema. So I couldn't find anything on the market that could help her heal her skin. So that's when I decided to take matters into my own hands. I
Ah,
partnered up with a chemist, and here we are today, four
oh,
years later.
wonderful. Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about that journey because that's very unique that you had an issue and you sought to create a solution because there wasn't one out there. So what was that journey like for you from the moment when you said, okay, she needs something and I want to give her something natural to what steps did you take to turn that inspiration into an actual business?
Yes, thank you for the question. Actually, that's a really great question. So I remember now I was working on a formula for hyperpigmentation, acne and hyperpigmentation, and I
Okay.
couldn't get the right result, right? So I already had the ingredients. Me and the chemist would go back and forth trying to perfect the formula.
Uh-huh.
And every time he would send me a sheet and I would look at the benefits of each ingredient, and I would saw eczema. So I didn't think much of it at the time, but when my daughter actually was diagnosed with it, I said, huh, let me go ahead and try, let me experiment on her, since there were natural ingredients. So uh, you know, clear enough, it worked on her. So I emailed back the chemist and I said, I need you. This is what I use on my daughter. Those are the ingredients. Now I need you to create a formula around those ingredients. But deep down, I was motivated by poverty because when my daughter was born, we didn't have much.
Uh,
So, me thinking that, oh my God, I did not want to give birth in that condition. I did not
mm,
want to give birth when I don't have much. I've done making six figures, but I had poor money management, and I was paying the price,
uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
I was happy to pay the price, and I knew God was taking me somewhere, but I was desperate. I was desperate, and it was out of fear that I launched
Okay.
this business and gave it my all, and it paid off.
Oh, wow. So what is your background?
So my background has always been in sales before I did network marketing. And I
Okay.
did really well in network marketing. But prior to that, I came to the United States on a full scholarship to study business administration and marketing. And I went
Okay.
back to Haiti and I launched a nonprofit organization to help young women from undeserved communities to help them develop leadership skills and build up their self-esteem.
Okay.
So it was very fulfilling. Had a great social impact on these young women. Till today, we are friends. I was a maid of
Mm,
honor of one of them who married a wonderful guy. He's a doctor. So, we launched that initiative. But in 2014, I decided to come back to the United States and settle down. And that's when I ventured into network marketing, and I
okay.
developed that sense of urgency, of team building, of sales techniques, which
Uh-huh.
I transferred over to creating my own company.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Good. So when you decided that you were going to create this product and translate it into a business, what would you say was your biggest fear?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? I started small. At that time, I said, I don't have anything to lose anyway. So I'm just gonna give it my all. If I'm being honest, I don't think I had any fear because I was like, I mean, what can happen? It could flop, it could, I don't know. But I guess I got lucky, to be honest with you. I did put a lot of work, but there is a factor of luck and the right time. Because
Mm-hmm.
2021, we were right in the middle of the pandemic as well, and people had purchasing powers because of all the money that was being injected into the economy. So
Uh-huh.
there is a factor. I played my part, but I got lucky as well.
Okay.
So I didn't
Okay.
really have any fear. I was fearless. Today,
Okay.
do I have any fear? Maybe a few months ago. A few months ago, I did,
Uh-huh.
to be honest with you. I don't want people to think that I'm fearless. If anything, this year has been a really tough year for me in business, and I did have some fear, but I'm on the process of again finding that same Jocelyne that was fearless, and it's really thanks to podcasts like yours, me attending events like the ALC, the other events, and I connected with like-minded individuals like
Uh-huh.
yourself, and I got
Mm-hmm.
my confidence back. Yes, ma'am.
Got you. Got you. So let's talk a little bit about how important that is to connect with like-minded people, because I was actually thinking of that earlier today, because I was thinking about how they say we are influenced by other people, and we can be influenced negatively, but just as we can be influenced negatively to follow or to copy or imitate what someone else is doing, we can also be influenced positively. And that comes in with the point you just made about being around the right people. And I know we've all heard the saying that you are the if you look at
Average.
the 4 or 5 friends you have,
Yeah.
right? That's what you are.
Yeah.
So if you want to kind of level up your life, you need to start by leveling up your friends. So
Yes.
talk about that for a little while.
I'll tell you what. Right now, we are exchanging energy, believe it or not. So that means I'm tapping into your energy, you tapping into my energy.
Uh-huh,
Like we could have started out this podcast as me being very mellow or pessimistic,
uh-huh.
but because I bring that fire, and even people who are listening, they'll be tapping into that energy and
Right.
they'll get pumped up. So that's how powerful it is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, in order for me to be in a circle, everybody has to be doing something.
Mm.
Everybody got, it doesn't matter if it's small. Like I am known as the motivational speaker among my friends.
Uh-huh.
I am known as a motivational speaker among my friends. I'm like, guys, we gotta get going. Guys, this is the book that I'm reading now. I need you to go read that. Guys, this is a podcast that I discovered. I need you to go listen to that episode. Guys, this is what I'm working on. I need you to work on your vision board. This is the
Uh-huh.
epiphany that I have today. I need you to be on that. Let's level up, guys. Let's set up goals for 2030. How do you want to look? So that is powerful. That is priceless.
It
And you
is.
want to be around. And I pray, to be honest with you, Sister Queen, I pray every day for God to bring me people in my life who challenge me, who see greater potential in me than I don't
Right.
even see in me. Sometimes it takes someone else to believe in
Exactly.
you more than you believe in yourself. It's like you borrow their belief system before
Yes.
you can even believe in you. That's how powerful it is. So if you are listening to this podcast, I beg you, please, when someone is challenging you to be better, they're not your enemies. They want the best for you. And those are the people you want around you. People who love on you, people who hold you accountable, people who say, Sister Queen, I know you can do better. I know you can do better. Come on, that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. Come on, you can do better.
Yes.
People who are going to criticize you hard in private, but uplift you in public. Have your
Right.
back. Yes,
They,
ma'am.
yeah, they're going to cheer you on when you are achieving successes. They're going to tell you to keep going.
Yes,
Got
yes,
you.
yes.
Exactly.
Very important to surround yourself by the right individuals.
Right. And I like the point you started with is it's an energy thing. So when you think about that energy, if you're constantly around people with low energy or negative energy, it's draining for you. So it's draining the life out of you. So just
Uh-huh.
think about it and, turn the coin to the other side. What if you were around people who had high energy? What would it do to you? It wouldn't drain you, it would energize you. So,
Yeah.
what more could you get accomplished with that additional energy? Right?
Yeah. Imagine you being around somebody that says, what's your to-do list? Okay, let's exchange to-do list. What did you knock out today on your to-do list? Okay, tomorrow, holding you constantly accountable because
Yes.
they see greatness in you. Sometimes we need that. I'm not always on fire. Like I said earlier, I had a tough year. And there were days where I just lay in bed and I'm just crying,
Mm.
right? Now,
Hmm.
it took somebody else to speak a life into me, someone that I used to speak a life into that is now returning that
Yes.
energy back to
Reciprocal.
me.
Yes.
So we need people like that. Those are priceless people. Those people, they are your tribe, and you are lucky if you have one or two around you.
That's so true. That's so true. And that's another reason why business people get hire a coach because they know they can't do it on their own. They know they can't just motivate themselves to success because, to your point, sometimes others will see in us more than we see in ourselves because if we're at that low point, right, we can't really connect with that high energy to pull ourselves up. But if someone can remind us, you can do this, or just try it this way, or just set a goal and start here, then we can keep moving forward and reach those
100%.
goals. So that is
Yeah.
very important. The people you have around you, the your environment, and also the environments you put yourself into.
Yeah.
Like you were speaking earlier, networking events. What are you spending your time doing? Is
Yeah.
it sitting in front of the television, or is it out there in places with the energy that you need to grow and move forward?
Yes, 100%. Earlier I was having this conversation with a good friend of mine, and I said, man, I'd rather work hard now. And when I get older, I look back and I said, oh my God, I was a beast. Then just waste my time now and get older, say, I wish I coulda, I woulda, shoulda.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. Time is precious.
And a
And
lot
what
of
you
people, I'm sorry, I
go
didn't
ahead.
mean to cut you off.
Uh-huh.
A lot of you mentioned fear earlier, and a lot of people are paralyzed by fear, fear of being judged, fear of rejection. And at the end of the day, none of that matters, to be honest
Mm,
with you. And
mm.
a lot of those fear that we have, sometimes they're not even real. They are
Most of
not.
the time,
Most
they're
of
not
the time
real.
they're not even real, and it's not until you are on the other side and you're like, oh my God, there was nothing
Right,
holding me back. There was
right.
nothing. I
Yes.
wish I knew that earlier on. It's like you are seeing a door that is closed in front of you, and you're like, oh my God, that door is like a giant, I can't go through it. And then you're like, there wasn't even any door.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It was all in my head. I wove all these different stories about worst case scenario and what
Yeah.
might happen and while I'm sitting there in one spot thinking about all this, not moving, not doing anything, not trying anything, just using my imagination for the worst case scenario, nothing's getting done.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
fear, and I think one of the fundamental things we can learn, especially as entrepreneurs, is that fear can be a constant. You don't wait for the fear to go away.
No.
You just acknowledge it and move on anyway.
And fear can be used as a motivator as well. For instance, one of the fears that I have is the fear of being broke again.
Yes.
So that really motivates me a lot, especially now that I am a mom. Uh-uh. I can't
Yes.
go back there. So
Right.
fear can be used as a motivation, but you don't want to overthink it to the point that it paralyzes you.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Very good points. Very good points. So when you started your business, did you self-fund your business or did you use business loans or programs or grants, or how was that process for you?
Self-funded. I didn't start with a lot of money, less than
Okay.
$10,000.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I got lucky. The business grew really fast, and we were profitable. Within the first year, we were profitable. And then we kept going. We kept going. Today, we literally have hundreds of thousands of dollars of inventories. So, if you are listening, you want to start your own small business, we can partner with you and we can wholesale, some of our products. If you have an online store, holistic store that you want to, and by the way, our products are handmade with 100% natural ingredients. They have been tested, clinically tested and accepted by the National Eczema Association, which is a
Yes.
big deal. So we truly care about our customers. We have a holistic approach where we don't only want you to feel good outside, but we also want you to know, when it comes to mental health, how you're feeling. This is the impact that eczema or even any skin issues can have on you. It really lowers your self-esteem. um Meditation is another thing, your diet, really the holistic approach, and that's what we want to expand our brand into, providing educational materials to our customers, so that they really know what affects them, what triggers them, and they can live their best life.
Okay, I love that. You're speaking my language now. I'm all about keeping it holistic. Holistic business, a holistic approach to entrepreneurship. I believe we need to integrate holistic into everything we do. And
A hundred
especially when
percent.
we are talking about mental wellness, because when you look at living your best life, you just don't want to build wealth. You also want to be joyful. You want to be full of joy. You want to be healthy. You want your body to be healthy so you
Yes,
can enjoy that wealth that you're building.
a
So, one of
hundred
the things
percent.
that one of my
Yes.
taglines is I am invested in the joy, health, and wealth of Black women. So I
Oh,
want
I
us to
love
know,
that.
yes, we deserve to have joy in our
Yes.
lives. We deserve to be healthy and wealthy. All
Yes.
three, not one or the other.
Yes. Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes.
Music to my ears, Sister
Yes,
Boone.
you are talking my language.
I love it. And it is so true what you said, because a lot of times, because of our upbringings, we think that, oh, we don't deserve to be wealthy. Oh, it's for
Yes,
them, it's not for me. And I personally don't subscribe to that mindset. I think that if it exists and if we want it, we can have it.
that's right.
And but at the same time, we also need to understand the price that there's a price to pay. Sometimes we, because of the social economic disadvantage that we as Black people had, we need to understand that, okay, I can set a goal of X amount of money that I want to have. I want my net worth to be X, but and then set another plan to be like, okay, what are the prices to pay to get there? Do I want to pay, those prices? For instance, sometimes it's sacrificing your joy, sacrificing, time with your family. So I think, as we also have to be realistic as far as goal setting.
Mm-hmm.
um for instance, I know that as an individual I'm limitless, but at the same time, if I set a goal and I have to completely, let go of my family, I don't want it.
Got it.
Family is very important to me,
Uh-huh.
so that comes first. You understand?
Right.
My faith plays a crucial role in my mental wellness, who I am. Even this is the foundation of my business. If I have to compromise on that, I don't want it either. So
Got it.
those are boundaries that we have to set in the pursuit of our goals.
Right, right. So, and I agree with that because when we look at this, the culture recently has been all about grind, grind, grind. Um, and where it is there is a process where there is not a even balance in everything, right? Things
Mhm.
go up and down and up and down, but you still have to keep the most important things the most important things, like your
Yes.
spiritual wellness. That's one of the most important things. Your mental wellness, one of the most important things, right? So, whatever you're striving for, to your point, you have to set those boundaries and make sure that you keep those things that are life giving to you, feed your spirit, keep your energy going so you can keep going. Because the last thing you really want to do is to work yourself into a grave, right? Because you didn't keep the right things in place because you thought, well, I have too much to do to rest, right? I just can't take a nap, I need to be doing something. There's something else I can be doing. But your body says, I need some rest. And recognize that when I rest, my mind is refreshed. Those good ideas start coming through. This solution that I'm trying to stay up all night and work through, if I take a nap, the answer will come just like that.
So true. So true. And sometimes we might think, oh, I have, like you said, I have to work 10 times hard. And sometimes it's really in resting that things started flowing.
Yes, yes,
And I love when I'm in that state of mind where I am
yes,
resting and trusting the creator, trusting God,
yes.
and things are being taken care of.
Yeah, because in those quiet moments, that's when the spirit speaks to you.
Yes.
Not in the chaos, not when
Right.
you're jumping around, which is why most of the times we find that it's when we say, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna stop trying. I'm gonna stop trying my
Surrender.
greatest idea, right? And listen for some answers because I've done all that I can do.
I
Because
have to
we
share
we're
this.
working in chaos,
Yes.
going from one thing to the next as opposed to getting quiet and listening.
I have to share that with you. So in 2019, I would say that I hit rock bottom financially.
Mm.
Um, Done making six figures, blew it up. I was like, you know what? I think that's the end of the road for me because I was like, okay, yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm gonna give up on being an entrepreneur. I think
Ah,
I just need to go back and get a job. As a matter of fact, I started working not a 9 to 5, but sort of, a contract. So
okay.
I was like, I gave up. But in the midst of that, I was like, God, I still love you. You know, I'm still building that relationship with God, but I surrender. I said, you know what? I'm no longer pursuing wealth. I'm no longer and God, I still love you. I still love you. I completely surrendered.
Ah,
And 2 years later, that's when I literally, launched Kiyamel, and it became a success
mm,
because I completely gave up, and I was like, and to be honest with you, and I tell people that all the time whenever I'm giving interviews. In the first year of me launching my business, it's like I had a voice speaking in my ears,
ah,
directing every step. What platform do I reach to? What influencers do I partner with? Like everything was aligned. I faced no resistance whatsoever.
mm. Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
it's a good space to be when you completely surrender and you trust God, but you're also doing your best. Because I
Yes.
remember, I had that mindset, and again, like I said, I have to be honest as well, and but let me circle back. So I had that mindset where I said, okay, there's 24 hours in the day. I need to maximize every minute, every hour.
Ah,
I slept for 6 hours. I wasn't sleeping for 8 hours. I slept for
mhm,
6 hours. I said the remaining 18 hours need to be planned. I need to do everything to push
mm,
my business forward today. I cannot leave anything undone.
uh-huh,
So I worked really, really, really hard. But what I noticed when you are in that flow, creative flow,
uh-huh.
every effort that you put it out there gets increased exponentially,
Mm, mm,
right? So
yes,
let's say that, you put an effort out that was supposed to give you 1 gallon, you get 10.
right.
It's not your effort. You are
Yes,
you under divine guidance,
right,
but it's because you surrender, but you're also doing your best with
right.
what you have, what you've
Mhm,
been gifted with.
right. I have to say that being an entrepreneur is a journey of self-development and also spiritual development because all the things in you that need work are going to come to the surface.
My.
Yes.
Let's just say amen. Okay. This is the listen. Talk to me now. Okay.
Yes, yes. Because you find yourself, you're going along in your business and you come upon something that's a challenge and it triggers you or it hits all your points, all the areas you need to grow in. And you're trying to figure out, well, how can I get this done where you can't get it done without growing? You have to grow up to it, right? Because day one, when you start your business, you should not be the same person day 365 that you were day one. So the beginning of that year, by the time you get to the end of that year, you should be a different type of person.
What you said is so true. And if somebody is listening right now, they don't have a business, right? But they're thinking about getting into the space.
Yes.
What they should be doing right now is literally reading, listening to podcasts like yours,
Mhm.
connecting, growing,
Yes.
so that when they find exactly the idea or their niche or whatever it is, then they are ready to hit the ground and run.
Yes.
But you cannot stand still. You have to be in movement. You have to be a student. You have to grow. You gotta set goals. You have to be like right now. I am in literally I'm currently attending a business cohort with the SBA, but I'm also in a coaching group where I have homework every day. It's like I feel like I'm back in college again. Like, because the goals that I have set over the next 5 years, the Justin that I am now cannot take me there. I have
Okay.
to become a completely different individual, a
All
completely
right.
different woman for me to
Yes.
achieve those goals.
Yes. Wonderful. And that is a concept that you don't hear about much in the business arena. When you're looking at the success posts you see in social media and what you hear on the news and in the magazine, you don't hear of how that person grew with that business, how
So
that
true.
person had to grow in order to grow that business. Because we're usually focused on the business mechanics of it. Okay, who did you partner with? What contract, what deal did you make? But how did you grow as a person to be able to manage this, to be able to have the courage to walk into the messages you were given? You should go this way, you should do this, and not be afraid, but be bold enough to do it and believe. It takes more than just the business knowledge, right?
100%. For me, I want to know about someone's insecurities, their failure. When did they feel like giving up? What was
Yes,
that like? Their darkest time. How did they
yes,
overcome that? The persecution, the betrayals, the backstabbing,
yes.
all of that. I need to know, how did you navigate that? When was a time where you thought, oh, it's over. Okay, that's
Right.
I said like it's
Right.
completely over. I need to, pack up my bag, find somewhere like a shelter or like done with this.
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna lose my house. That like
Yes,
this is it. And
yes.
those are the moments that I want to know. How did you overcome that? So I can connect, because they're going to come. A lot of
Right.
people see the glory, but they don't know the story.
Yes, Exactly.
And we focus so much on result that we forget about the journey. But
Oh,
what we
yeah.
really need is the tools to help us go through that journey. I want to know, what tools did you use? Was it
Mm,
God? Was
mm,
it a coach? Was it friends? What was it? What
right.
was your crutch?
Right.
Who did you rely on? What did you rely on?
Mm. I love that. I love that. And that's one of the primary reasons I started this podcast because as being an entrepreneur myself, going through that journey, I would be searching for information like that, right? Someone who's dealing with what I'm dealing with or who dealt with it and what was their solution and couldn't find that information. So I'm like, it must be other women out there who are going through this, who are wondering, what should my next step be? And is there a next step? Does that mean this is the end? Or, how did other people deal with this? Right?
Mm,
So I wanted to provide that resource so that we wouldn't feel so alone. Like this is just my little story, and nobody else has dealt with this before. Um, Nobody else has overcome this before, but we can realize that there are solutions. Like we all have our ups and downs, and just because we're successful today, it doesn't mean there wasn't a time where we didn't even believe in ourselves,
mm,
right? Where we didn't start our business last year because we didn't have that faith, but this year, we grew in some areas, so we took that launch. So, yeah, I agree with exactly what you said. And those are the part of the stories that we need to know, to relate
yes.
to realize, okay, it's not strange to be afraid. It's not strange to not know what the next step is.
No.
That's just part of the
Imposter
process.
syndrome. It's not strange to feel unworthy of that
Yes,
contract, of
yes,
because you've never touched that amount of money.
yes. That too.
Self-sabotage.
Yes, yes. So when we talk about moving outside of your comfort zone, what does that mean to you?
Ooh, it is scary. It's a scary place, but
Mhm.
it's so necessary.
Mm,
That's really where everything happens. That's where if you can only take the first step,
yes,
promise you. I promise you. And we were not born to stand still. Because when
right.
you look at a baby, right? I have a 4-year-old daughter, and my daughter has taught me a lot of things. When you look at a baby, right? The child will have that urge to get up and want to take that step, even though she or he is about to fall.
Yes,
In the midst of the fall, get back up again, which
yes,
means that our true nature
yes.
to get up, even though
Yep.
we don't know how we're gonna take that step. If we fall, we should get back up. Now, society has conditioned us, to not even try to get back up, to not even
Right,
try, even if you fall, to not even don't bother. But that is not
right,
true. God
right,
created you to take risk, to get
right.
out your of otherwise you and I we would still be crawling, not even
Okay.
crawling, still be in our crib. Okay?
Right,
Because
right.
growth is inevitable. It's part of creation.
Yes,
Created you
yes,
to grow, to evolve. So embrace your true nature. Understand when you're not growing, when you stay in your comfort zone, understand you are on a deathbed. That's
yes.
what it is. You
Mhm.
are literally dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. And you are doing God a disservice because He entrusted you with a lot of resources, a vision, and a purpose, yet
Yes.
you are misusing
Mhm.
everything.
Yes, I love that. That is so, so, so true. I believe that we each have a purpose. We each have something that's valuable for the rest of the world. So if we don't enact it or activate it, the world loses out
Yes.
because it's only ours, right? No one
Yes.
else can duplicate you. You
No.
are you. So
You
if
are
you don't activate that talent or that skill or that dream that you have, then the world never gets to use it, to be aware of it, to enjoy it, and that's very important. Um, you spoke about if you're standing still, you're on a deathbed if you're not growing, because we are built to grow. And I think part of the issue when we think that we don't want to be uncomfortable, we want to stay comfortable, is that we're assuming that we know everything there is to know.
Mm,
So we're assuming where we are and what we know right now is all there is to know. If I just
mm.
stay right here, because this is where my knowledge limits me. I don't know what's on the other side of that door, but everything that I know right here is enough, and that's just not true. So it's what we don't know that we have to have the courage to move into to discover, right?
Yes,
And a lot of times
100%.
we keep ourselves from doing that. I mean, that comfort zone is not comfortable at all. I love to say the comfort zone is not comfortable.
No, it's
You are
not.
not
And
comfortable in there. So go ahead and
just,
expand.
yeah, and don't be afraid of failure. You just need one, you just need to be right once. You just need to be right once. And one thing I want to teach my daughter, as much as I want her to be an overachiever, but I want to reward her for failing.
Uh-huh.
Every time I want to reward her for failing and just hype her up, just have her so that she can get used to fail. What does that mean? That means she's gonna get used to experimenting.
Uh,
And it's really by trying that we hit the jackpot.
mm,
It's really by
very good.
trying so many times.
Yes, that's a very good point. So if we are afraid to try because we are afraid to fail, then there's so much we would never achieve because it may be that third or fourth time before we get it right. But if we get it wrong the first time and we stop, we'll never get to that number three and number four where it
Yes.
was.
And there's a book that I will recommend your audience is The Alchemist, because sometimes you might start out as a podcaster, right? And you're
Uh-huh.
like, oh, well, my podcast is not taking off, blah, blah, blah. And you stop. But maybe that podcast was a stepping stone to
Mm,
something better or greater.
mm,
Because at the end of the day, when you look at life, you would understand that everything that you've done in the past had played a crucial role in who you are today and what you're doing. Just pay
mm,
attention.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
And sometimes we want to disrupt that because we're like, oh, well, I better stop here because I failed.
yeah,
But who told you that was the end?
right,
Maybe it was just like a detour for you, but you thought it was, oh, that's it. That's all I'm supposed to be doing. Who said
right.
that? Who
Yes,
gave you that confirmation?
right, right. Because so it's what you don't know. You don't know yet that this is a stepping stone, and 10 steps later, you'll really be where you're supposed to be.
Yes,
You're on step one thinking that's okay, step one doesn't look good, so let me quit.
yes, yes.
Love
And
that.
something that I've been practicing lately and I want to share with the audience is really in the midst of the darkness or the uncertainty, give praise. Thank you.
Mm,
Thank you. God, I thank you. Oh, I thank you for this lesson. Oh, okay, what I think is a missed opportunity, you're not a liar. I thank you. I trust you. It's painful. I'm in pain. Okay, but I trust you and I thank you and I love you. Woof.
mm.
This right here will heal your soul.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that because doing that is saying that I know my steps are numbered
Mm,
and I know there's so much that I don't know
mm.
that I can't depend upon my own logic to tell me, this is good or that's bad. Because the lesson is a lesson, right? A lesson is a lesson. So
Yes.
this the
Wisdom
way
to
this
receive
lesson
right
is going to
now.
serve me I have no idea. So to your point, thank you for this lesson because I know down the line it's going to mean so much more, so much more.
You know
So
what
yeah,
God is teaching me right now? I'm going to have a vulnerable moment. God is teaching me to shut my mouth and build intimacy with Him. Because
mm,
whenever I'm working on some and I got excited, I'm like, start telling people, dead,
mm,
dead. It's not that they're bad people, but God is teaching me. I have a private situation with you. I need you to respect that intimacy that I'm building with you. If you go ahead and bring people in my business, there are
right.
consequences. And here I am losing deals after deal because I'm being stubborn. And I'm like, oh, I get it. You want intimacy. You
Yes,
pray for that intimacy. You don't
yes,
want any third party, you know, and sometimes you have to pay attention to the signs because it's gonna
yes.
get louder and louder.
Mm,
And look at the pattern. People lie, patterns don't.
that's
Look at the
right.
pattern. And from the pattern, draw the line and take the lesson. Be like, oh, there's a lesson for me here because this is what's been happening. And this is where God is trying to take me. This is what He's trying to instill in me. Because if He doesn't instill that in me for where
Yeah.
He's taking me, I'm going to
Yes.
be a danger to my own self.
Yes. You won't be ready for it. You won't be ready for it. So you need to, so it's like, okay, I need to take you through these lessons so
Mm,
you can learn some stuff. So when I
mm,
put you where you're going to go, you
mhm.
know how to act.
Yes,
You would be aware and
yes.
you would be taking advantage of everything I give you,
You'll
right?
be prepared for the
Yes.
war, for the
Yes.
trials and tribulations.
Yes.
Because you will be tested.
Yes. Definitely. That's what life is, you know.
Mm. And I'm so
Very
grateful
good.
for the lesson. I'm so grateful for our conversation. Thank
Me
you for
too. Me too. Thank you. So, in looking at your business journey, how would you say you've used PR or marketing to grow your business?
PR.
Uh-huh. Or
Um,
marketing.
I would say marketing, not necessarily PR.
Okay.
Marketing definitely plays a crucial role. And a lot of times, as solopreneurs or small business owners, we don't really have a budget for marketing.
Right.
We rely probably on just our followers on social media, not even knowing how the algorithm works because not everybody on social media is
Exactly.
seeing your posts. So we have to have a marketing plan. Whenever you are selling a service or a physical product, you have to think about where are my people? Who got my money, right? Who got my
Uh-huh.
money? Who am I serving? Where they're at? How do I connect with them?
Uh,
What type of content do I need to create that will connect, that will speak to their soul so they
mm,
would trust me and open up their wallet? Because if they don't
right.
trust me, there's no connection. Social media is so diverse, so dynamic, so fast paced. If they don't connect, they only have a few seconds to connect with me. And if they don't, I don't have their trust, they cannot open up their wallet. So marketing definitely plays a huge part. Understanding your avatar, we hear that a lot, but it's really understanding your core audience. Not everybody is your customer. Don't even think that I hear a lot of entrepreneurs say it's for everybody. Well, if it's for everybody, it's for nobody.
Right.
You have
Right.
to be specific,
Hmm.
define, who is it for. And it's okay if it's not for everybody. Just focus on the small percentage and super serve your customer base. It could be 10 people today. If you
Right.
super serve them, tomorrow it could be 20, 50, and compound effect, it grows over time. And that's how you actually gain market share and partner up with other people, right? Like right now, we have this you have this podcast. You're gonna send me the link. I'm gonna post it on my social media. People are gonna follow you. You don't know what can come out of it. And you're gonna
Right.
post it on yours. People are gonna follow me. Never
Mhm.
think that somebody is too small, too low, too this, and you too good, because you don't know where your blessing is coming from.
Mm,
Always be
mm.
genuine, always, serve from your heart, always be authentic who you are. If you're quirky, so be it. If you're weird or whatever, own it. right? Own
Right.
it and be imperfect. Say, look, there's probably gonna be somebody quirky that's going to relate to you, and those are your tribe. That's your tribe,
Right.
and that's who you want to connect with and super serve. Marketing plays a huge role. Don't be afraid of putting your imperfection out there and be you, you know, and be good to people.
Mm, that's very good advice. Very good advice. So, how did you go about learning about marketing? Because most solopreneurs, to your point, don't know where to start. They just know, let me post some stuff on Instagram and see if I
Mhm.
get some people to follow me. But they really don't have a plan or know how to develop a plan.
Oh, that's a good question. So first of all, I have to give props to my previous industry, career, which is network marketing.
Okay.
I've had the privilege of working with some great, people who actually understood social media marketing. And I
Mm.
can, I'm a millennial, so I'm part of the social media era where you actually post a lot on social media. But also, one of the things that I use to build up my Instagram page is pay for promotion, which is like, let's say that there's a platform that I probably identify and I say maybe they have, a few moms, or I'm thinking that, they probably have people who have eczema or skin issues. So I
Okay.
would pay that platform to post for me, right?
Okay.
And then I would invest, right? Some days I would invest $200-300 a
Uh-huh.
day in just
Mm.
so that I can grow my presence on social media. And those people will go to my website and I have SEO, somebody doing SEO, somebody doing Facebook retargeting ad. If you go to my website, you didn't purchase, but then you go on Facebook, you seeing my products, you seeing, and then now it's on top of your head, it's on top of your
Ah.
mind. And then it's like, understanding how the algorithm work, how psychology works as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to use urgency? Are you going to use fear? Are you going to use compassion? What method speaks to your core audience? What gets them moved? And when you post on social media, what do people react to the most? What got the most views, the most
Right.
likes? Then you can hone on that. You can focus on that and perfect your craft.
Got it. Very, very, very good gems you dropped, audience. I hope you guys are taking notes and making note of all these great things she's sharing with us today. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we've had a great time with you today. And as we close out, I want to ask you our fun questions so that our audience gets to know you, the person, because they've heard from you, the fabulous entrepreneur and spiritual person. So let's get to know you, the person, a little. So the first question is, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go and why?
Oh, that is such a great question. You know, I've traveled to a lot of places, but I've been to South Africa, but I want to go to Ghana. Ghana
Oh,
is on my list because something about Ghana speaks to my soul. And
um,
me being from Haiti and witnessing how Ghana has risen from the ashes, I want to study that so I could
oh,
share that with my people. And one day maybe Haiti can rise as well. So Ghana is
oh,
definitely a place where I would go and spend some time.
wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Next question. If you could meet anyone in history, who would you choose to have a conversation with and why?
Oh, just one. That one is tough. Um, First one would be Jesus.
Uh-huh.
I want to understand, because I know they want, as much as Jesus is amazing, but also when he got mad, when he was in the temple, when they were selling stuff and he got mad, I want to understand that side of him, like sometimes as Christian we stumble, and we dwell on our mistakes, on our sins.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you praying and then the devil want to flash something to you that you've done, that you've already repented, and flashing that, like, how do you deal with such imperfections?
Uh,
um and how do you deal with when you actually not being perfect and who you think that called you to be,
Right.
and then the second would be Nelson Mandela.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful.
His wisdom, also his character. Oh, he was a man
Yes.
of character.
Yes.
He was a man of character. So yeah, oh man, I would do anything to have a talk with definitely Nelson Mandela. Strong, but
Mhm.
also strong, but also kind. Because a lot of
Yes.
times we think, even as entrepreneur, we think that we have to be ferocious,
Right.
you
Right.
know. But also sometimes we can win people over with kindness and
Yeah.
empathy.
We can be peaceful and get
Yeah.
things done.
Yeah. And I don't want to do business like that. I don't want to
Right.
step on people's toes and cut their throat.
Yes.
I want to definitely be in my element and strive for everything God has called me to do or to be. But I don't want to do that at the expense of taking advantage of others.
Right. Right. Okay. What was your favorite childhood game?
Oh, childhood game. Oh man, I grew up in Haiti, so the game would I don't know what is it called in English, but
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna try my best
Okay.
to explain it. So in Haiti, we eat goats. So
Hmm.
there is what is it called? In French we call it osler, which is like the it's like the bone. It would be like what would that be? So we take all these five. I wish I had the word, but you literally use it and you play, and it's called. I hope some Haitians are listening to this, but it's called Docre Yes, where you literally have to um I don't know. I need to get back to this because I'm not finding the right language to describe it. But that was my favorite game where you literally like play and you have to. Yeah, I don't know. I need to, that was my
Come
favorite
on,
game.
we're
But
with you. I think you're not trusting that we understand. We will
yeah,
understand.
so maybe you guys have it in English as well. So I wish I had some here. So you have to throw the bone up there and then turn it around so everything all four of them lay on the um same,
Direction or something?
yeah, same direction. It's
Okay.
very fun, but also very challenging game. It requires a
Okay.
lot of discipline. So
Okay. So you're trying to catch them before they fall and change their orientation?
yes, yes. Do you know
See,
that type
I
of game?
understood.
Oh yeah.
No, we have something we play called jacks, and it involves throwing up a ball and then catching some metal objects that are shaped kind of like stars, but
Oh,
nothing where you have to change the direction while it's in the air. So that's a new idea. I
no, that's
like
not
that.
the one that's in the air. You change direction. It's the one that's on the ground. You have to change the direction and
Oh,
make sure that they're uniform, that so
so are you throwing one up and you're changing the other
yes,
ones?
yes.
Okay, so yeah, it's the same. Because with
Oh,
jacks, you're throwing the ball up and then you're catching the ones that are on the ground before the
yes,
ball drops. So
exactly.
yeah,
That's the one. Thank you
okay.
for helping me.
Have to look into that. It might have originated from that.
Oh, okay.
They're
It's
very
really
similar
fun.
games.
Very
You never
challenging,
know.
but fun.
Yes. Okay. And the last question is, let's see. Um, so what is your favorite meal or favorite thing to eat?
Oh, again, Haitian dish. So
Uh-huh.
it's called Juliac sauce pois, which is white rice.
Uh-huh.
And then the black bean sauce.
Okay.
You boil the black beans and then you blend it like and you make a really nice sauce with it. And then the legume with which you can make with goat. It's like more like a goat stew, but
Uh-huh.
you have cabbage, carrots, and good. English is slipping out of my mouth. What is it called? The eggplant. Yeah, eggplant.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So you boil all of that and then you smash it and you create a nice creamy sauce with all of
Okay.
that, and you put on it. That's my favorite dish of all time. If
Oh,
you go on my
wow.
Instagram, you're gonna see a video of me making it, and
Uh-huh.
it's good. I promise you, if you come to my house, I serve it up. You're gonna love it, and it's healthy.
Ah, it sounds good. Wonderful. I love eggplant.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, again, thank you for being with us. And we wish you all the best in success in your business and total wellness within yourself.
Thank you so much for the safe space. God bless.